That should have been the name of the podcast.
Welcome to episode 4 of Monkey Business, MythBusters edition. Pew, 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 pew.
Did we start?
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh, we're already on.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
Cool. So as Ruby said, pew, 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 pew. Episode 4. Here we go. Okay. So on this episode, we decided that... Also, disclaimer, sorry if anyone hears any heavy breathing into this microphone. Otto is currently laying on my stomach next to the microphone. Anyway, so for this episode, we decided that we were going to do our own version of MythBusters because a lot of people have some... I don't know if they're, like, incorrect, but they have some not as... correct as it could be.
Liza's attempt to be diplomatic.
Views of what it's like to work in a startup. And I think also people think it's like really black and white, which it's not. So what we did was we asked a bunch of people. Oh, there we go. The other dog, Penny, is becoming Simba.
Yeah.
So what we decided to do was ask you guys questions on our Instagram about... Otto, where are you going? Oh my god. Oh no. Okay. Ask you guys questions about what you think it's like to work in a startup, and then we take those questions and we say yes, no, maybe so.
Yeah.
So we had Mel who is also, again, shout out to Mel, recording this entire thing, podcast master, put them into a Quizlet, TBT College, and the only way that I passed college. But
and Spark Notes.
Oh, Spark
Thank
Notes were
the
great.
Lord for
Yeah,
Spark Notes. Didn't read anything.
that's true. I don't think I ever read a full book.
Yeah, no. Except The Great Gatsby, because I actually really liked it, but everything else is Spark Note.
Yeah, only my IR classes. Those were the only classes I actually read the book.
You just made out.
You just made out?
No,
No,
Otto
the
and
dogs
Penny just made out.
Oh, I thought you said you just made out in college. And I was like, I mean, that's one way to do college.
I did a fair amount of that in college, yeah.
All right, anyways, so, Ruby, will you please do the honors?
Yes.
And have your first experience with Quizlet, because
Yeah.
you were too busy making out in
I
college.
was too busy making out in college to
Jesus.
know Quizlet. But, okay, so the first question we have is, you have a super flexible life. You can travel whenever you want and work from wherever you want, and you don't have regular hours. Lizard.
Okay, this one's for me. All right, just rereading this. Okay, so, I mean, yeah and no. We're able to go wherever we want whenever we want to an extent. I don't know, like in the holidays and stuff, we'll all work from home, or like if a parent is in town or something, like we do have the flexibility to be like, hey, X, Y, and Z came up, gonna work from home today, or need to go here for a family occasion. Going, like, for example, a lot of my family's in upstate New York, so like I can go to my lake house or whatever and work from there. But that being said, like, we're still working. It's not like, oh, hey, I have unlimited vacation, I'm just going to peace out and check out for a couple days and go be with my family, because that's not the case. I mean, that doesn't even happen on weekends. We're always tapped into Snow Monkey and working on the business, because if we're not working, then no one's doing our job. Like, this isn't like a huge corporation where we can be like, hey, so-and-so, here's my coverage plan, I'm going to take a vacation and talk to you in 2 weeks. Like, absolutely not. That would never fly in our current situation. So yeah, we can go wherever we want, but we're still working 100%. We don't really take real vacations. And then we absolutely do work regular hours. Like, we are in the office every single day. They're not 9 to 5. We personally at Snow Monkey work from 10 to 6 because we value being able to get up in the morning, go to the gym, have time, and not have to wake up at 5 a.m. in order to do that. And also kind of the mentality there is that, you're much less likely to have something pop up in the morning that demands your attention than if you're like, okay, I'll work out after work, and then, you know, X, Y, and Z happens at work, and before you know it, it's 8 p.m. and you're not going to work out. So we start a little bit later, but that we're in the office from 10 to 6 or beyond every single day.
Next question. It's less stressful and a lot more fun.
Oh,
Uh-oh.
camera down. All right,
are we good?
Your
The
booty.
dogs just knocked the camera down.
Otto's twerking.
Well, okay.
Okay, so the next question is, it's a lot less stressful and a lot more fun than working in a large corporation. And I'll answer
You
that
should do that
question.
one.
Yeah, because I had experience working in a bigger organization. Let me read the question again. It's not less stressful, it's just a different kind of stress, and I think I have like more control over the stress. When I was working in a big organization, it was very much like top down, this is what the board wants you to do, and then I would stress out over things that I really didn't have control over. So it's nice to be working in something where, you know, every day we wake up and our vision and our values and our mission is aligned towards a common goal that we all agree on. It's also obviously a lot less structured in a startup. You know, we don't, as Liza said, we don't have vacations, we don't have like scheduled time off and things like that. So if you thrive on structure and like having that sort of security of like knowing what you're going to do every day, definitely I think a corporation is probably more your speed. But what I appreciate about Snow Monkey is that I have the freedom to kind of build the plane as it's flying with people that I care about.
Word.
Yeah.
Amen.
Next question is, you got a lot of cash.
Negative.
Money mama, you answer that
Oh,
one.
money mama.
Yeah, money mama.
Get at me, hashtag money mama. I think no money mama is probably the more accurate situation here. It really depends on the startup, and it depends on the internal strategy. For us, what we did not want to over fundraise because when you're an early company, you then have a lower valuation, which makes fundraising more expensive, and you're giving up more equity. And we really wanted to retain the equity because it's really important that for us we get to grow Snow Monkey exactly aligned with our founding values, and that we don't have to take instruction from external parties that could dilute that message. And it will set us up for a better fundraising round in the future, because at the end of the day, like, we are a CPG company. Cash is necessary and it's so critical for our growth, so we will have to do larger fundraising rounds. So just want to keep it as lean and less diluted as possible in the earlier stages. And the problem, again, with being in a CPG company with cash flow is that we make a physical product, so we always have to front everything for production. Then the product is made, then we sell it to a distributor, then the distributor gets it, they put it on shelf, but we don't get paid instantly. Like, we get paid by the distributor sometimes like 90 days later, because frankly, distributors never pay on time. And if you hound them to pay you, you kind of don't have any leverage, because if you say, oh, well, I'm not going to sell to you anymore if you don't pay me, your whole distribution network is then done. So they know they have you by the balls, frankly. So no, there's not a lot of cash. We are always looking at cash flow. I check it almost. I mean, I'm doing cash flow planning on a weekly basis, but I know the cash flow every single day, because like, we have to be very, very nimble with that.
Yeah.
No money mama.
No money mama. Okay, next question. You have dope offices with scooters and shit. My friend worked at Uber and they got free massages.
Cool, I'm going to Uber.
Can we build that into the cash flow, free massages?
Guys, this is my 2 weeks notice. I'm going to Uber. I mean, Uber's in a little bit of a different cash standpoint than us, so I think they can offer free massage. I mean, they don't make money either if they're not profitable, but you know, they have a lot more funding, so I guess they can offer free massages. We have a great office. We're sitting outside right now in one of our many, you can hear bus going by, one of our many outdoor spaces. So yeah, we do have a dope office, but there aren't free massages. We don't have scooters. There are birds outside if you want to go take one in and ride it around the courtyard, I guess. By all means, do it. Just don't get hurt.
Or do, but still come to work. That's
No
an issue.
no money mama can pay for it.
We don't have workers' comp, so.
So, like, yeah, I mean, what we decided to do was we have a great office with tons of outdoor space. Everyone can get as much vitamin D as they need. We don't have cubicle dungeons.
Oh, Penny. Penny.
We have guard dogs, so no one's going to come in and, you know, try to steal your computer or anything like that. Just kidding. They would probably let you come in. They'll just bark. But yeah, like, we have GarageBand. I don't think we've ever played it, but we can play it if we want.
Time.
So it's just a different kind of dope office. It's not like what you see in Silicon Valley or something like that. Like, you can't see Rachel throwing up underneath her desk from, like, that was such a good episode. After trying to have welcome day. But she's just doing it right next to you instead.
True.
But yeah, I mean, like, maybe one day when we have shit ton of money, then we'll have scooters in the office. But also, like, does that really make you happy? What we just do is we do things that are going to make you productive. We do team activities. We went surfing a couple weeks ago all together. We work out together. Like, we do those kinds of things to make our environment really cool. We have fun snacks. Who doesn't love snacks? There's always ice cream. So it's just a different thing. But no, it's not what you see in Silicon Valley, and it's not what your friends tell you who work at Uber, because Uber's not a startup anymore. They are, but, like...
True.
Okay. So that's my 2 cents there. Next question.
Next question is, it's a really competitive environment, both internally and externally, in terms of other companies. I have a good anecdote for this one. So I feel like the ecosystem that we've built around us, like, yes, obviously we have competitors, we have competition, there's people that, like, probably want to bring us down, but what I really like about our team and sort of the ecosystem that we've built is that, like, it's all healthy competition, and we kind of have this mentality that, like, all boats rise with the tide, right? So if somebody's doing something really innovative in the freezer aisle or even in the ice cream space, like, ultimately that drives traffic to the freezer aisle so that people can hopefully discover Snow Monkey too. And where I see most of the competition is at trade shows, and sometimes people are, like, walk around and turn their badges around and ask, like, really aggressive questions and want to know, like, who your co-packer is and, like, all this information that they don't need to know. But I recently was at a trade show with another ice cream company her booth was right next to mine, and she was just, like, the kindest, most genuine, like, good human. And yeah, she's a competitor of ours, but she's, like, not out to, like, tear us down. She thinks what we're doing is really cool. I think what she's doing is really cool. And it was just, like, a really good moment to realize that, like, hey, we can have competition and, like, not hate each other and not be, like, bitches about it. So, yeah.
Nice.
Word.
Okay, next question. I think this is the last question, actually. You live in perpetual chaos and have no life.
Wow, I'm glad we're giving off that impression. Yeah, happy to take that one.
Okay.
I mean, I have a life. My life is Snow Monkey, and I love that. It absolutely is 150% of my time. It's what I think about all the time. Everything that I'm doing is to optimize myself for Snow Monkey or to bring Snow Monkey forward. And I'm sure a lot of people talk about work-life balance. Like, I think it's more about harmony, and I feel that harmony with the way that my time is spent right now. And if I didn't love Snow Monkey, if I wasn't truly passionate about it, it would be unbearable. But I can't think of growing it any other way, because I think you have to be 150% in, especially when you're growing things really lean, and especially when every single one of us is directly impacting the culture and the growth of the company. It's really, really important. I mean, yes, it's chaos, but also, like, it's organized chaos, and it's all really impactful. And, like, for example, last week, Liza and I landed in Madison, Wisconsin at, like, 11 p.m. We checked into some random inn, got up at 7, went straight to the factory. We were testing, like, 2 new flavors, and then hopped on a plane back to LAX, like Miley Cyrus. And then I drove straight to downtown for a conference and was there all weekend. Got back at like 6 a.m. yesterday morning, was like at meetings again at noon. Now this is like the one day in the office where we're recording this, and then tonight going to a big industry event, driving out to Palm Springs for a conference for a couple days, and then we're all in San Diego on Saturday for a dope like CrossFit event. And it's like every single minute it's like I'm on the run, I'm doing something else, I'm meeting new people, but everything's in flow, which is amazing. And if that's organized, if that's like perpetual chaos and having no life, then count me in.
I call it blissful chaos.
Yeah.
It's like chaotic, yeah, but wouldn't have it any other way.
Exactly. It's like magic. You can't. All this like things flow, and there's a lot of serendipitous moments, and you can't plan for it. You're just like on the ride.
Totally.
Yeah. Mel, how much time do we have? All right, we got 4 minutes left. Is there anything? Have you guys heard anything from people before about like, or were there any other questions that were asked that we should answer? Just hearts. We got a lot of love. Some people just sent us hearts, so
Which we really appreciate.
Yeah,
I mean that's
lots
true.
of
There's a lot
love.
of love in this.
Lots of love.
Auto.
That's right. Otto agrees.
Well,
I mean, I think one thing that my friends always say is like Otto has a lot to say about it. Is that like they see me on the road a lot, or like always working, hustling Snow Monkey, and they say that like, wow, it seems like Snow Monkey is your life, but like you seem so happy.
Yeah.
And I think that says a lot about like what we do and why we're doing it.
Yeah, and like last weekend, so Rachel and I were in Wisconsin at the factory, and I was like posting it on Instagram and stuff like that, and then my brother-in-law, his birthday was on Saturday in San Diego, so we arrived back in LA on Friday night, and then in the morning I just woke up and drove down to San Diego, and everyone there was like, oh, I was so sad, I thought you weren't going to be here, because I saw you were in Wisconsin and all these things, and like they could tell that I was only in Wisconsin for not even 24 hours, and I was like, at that moment it made me realize, I'm like, oh, that's weird, like that's not normal.
Yeah.
But like I was so happy doing it, and I loved it, and I never thought for a second about like, okay, I need to be here, I need to be there, and like then all these other things are happening.
Yeah.
It's just cool, like it's so cool. And
you just make it work, like.
yeah.
I think I get a lot of questions just like in the DMs, is like I'm trying to post as I'm going and sharing like the journey. A lot of people comment and they're like, do you even sleep? And yes, I do sleep. I really try to prioritize sleep, because I think without sleep, all of it becomes miserable, because like
That's true.
your brain function is just like not there. Sleep is the number one tool for recovery. So I would say the one thing I would attribute to being able to sustain such a like fast-paced lifestyle would really be prioritizing sleep.
Yeah.
So, Startup Problem 101, there's a trash truck outside. But can you hear me now? Okay. I think the other thing that I get a lot I know that the two of you do as well, is that people are like, hey, I'm going to be in LA tomorrow. I'm going to be in Venice. Do you want to like go to the beach and grab lunch? And I'm like, no, I have work. And they're so confused about the fact that I don't have time to just like leave the office, and we're not just like hanging out all day and things are like flowy. It's just such a common misconception that you're not really busy when you run a startup.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're like
either
always
we're like
free.
either we're like way too busy, or we're just always free. Like there's no medium.
Yeah, and I think also part of it is like in my like hot second in corporate America, I think I had more ability to schedule lunch with someone than I do now, because
For
by the
sure.
time it hits noon, like all hell has broken loose, and like I got shit to do, and I
For
cannot
sure.
go to lunch with you. Whereas like in corporate America, I could just stand up and be like,
Yeah. I'll be back in an
here,
hour.
like you're forced. Like HR would run over to you and be like, you didn't take your hour lunch break. You're not, because I worked at an agency, and they're like, you didn't take your hour lunch break. I didn't see it on your timesheet. I'm like, one, who needs an hour for lunch? Two, like, what? So anyways, I was like, for the sake of not getting in trouble, I would take it.
Well, speaking of time, Ruby and I have a really, really
there we go.
important call.
Yeah,
so
they gotta
bye.
go. Bye.
Okay,
Typical
bye.
life of the startup.
Bye.
See you guys. Good luck.
See ya. Never.
Thanks so much for listening. If you like what you heard, make sure to subscribe to the podcast and leave us a review. Also, make sure to follow us on Instagram @EatSnow Monkey Business is brought to you by the Snow Monkey Kingdom and produced by Autumn Evelopoulos. Our theme song is brought to you by Alex English.